Next is system architecture base station, that is system architecture base station subsystem, that is BSS. The base station subsystem is composed of two parts that communicate across the standardized AB interface, allowing operation between the components made by different suppliers. So base transceiver station BTS and base station controller BSC. So the base transceiver subsystem, it encrypt, multiplexes, modulate and feeds the RF signal to the antenna. Also, here is a frequency hopping. It communicates with a mobile station, and BSC, it consists of transceiver units. The BTS, that is base transceiver station, comprises of all radio specific functions and components including antenna, amplifiers, signal processing, houses or transceivers. If directed antennas are used, one BTS can cover several cells. Connected to MS via UM interface to the BSC, the GSM cell can measure between 100 meter to 35 kilometer depending on environment. There are some functions of BTS, that is ability to manage full rate and half rate channel, the supervision of stationary wave report on antenna, frequency hopping, antenna diversity and discontinuous transmission both in the uplink and downlink. The BTS network elements consist of hardware components such as radio, interface module and antenna system that provide the air interface between the BSS and the MS. The BTS also provide the radio channel, that is RF carrier for specific RF coverage area. The radio channel is the communication link between the MS within an RF coverage area and the BSS. BTS, that is a base transceiver station, it also has a limited amount of control functionality which reduces the amount of traffic between the BTS and the BSC. So, the BTS consists of antenna equipment which is responsible for transmission and reception of radio signal. Generally, it uses directional antennas. The transceiver is the central unit of BTS. It manages the link between maximum of 8 milliseconds with the use of single pair of frequencies. It also has very important device known as TRAU, that is transcoder rate adaptation unit. It performs encoding and decoding of the speech and the rate adaptation function of the data. The multiple BTS are connected and controlled by the BSC. Some of the BTS are co-located at the BSC and others may be remotely distributed and physically connected to the BSC with the use of microwave link or may be by a dedicated lease lines. So next point is base station controller. It manages radio resources for BTS. It assigns a frequency and time slot for all MS in its area. It handles call setup, handover for each MS. It communicates with MSC and BTS. So BSC, it is high quality switch. It controls several, typically hundreds of BTS. The mobile handover between two BTS which are under control of the same BSC are handled by the BSC itself and not MSC. This reduces the burden on the MSC. It provides cell configuration data and control of RF power level in BTS. The BSC assign free radio channel in the TRX for the link to mobile station. It is also responsible for maintaining the radio path between the MS during the call and the disconnection of the path when the call is over. The base station controller network element provide the control for the BSS. It control and manage the associated BTS and interfaces with the operations and maintenance center. It means OMC. The purpose of the BSC is to perform a variety of functions. There are the following comprises the function provided by the BSC, that is it control the BTS components, it perform call processing, it perform operation and maintenance, that is ONM, it provide the operation and maintenance link between the BSS and the OMC, it provide the interface between the BSS and MSC, it manages the radio channel, also it transfer the signaling information to and from MS. The base station controller governs the radio resources for one or more BTS. The controlling connection between the BTS and the MSC. It also managing of the network resources, administrating radio channels, signaling, frequency hopping and handovers. The mapping radio channels onto terrestrial channels. It performs the paging of MS, function of the transforming the full rate, that is 16 kbps or half rate 8 kbps radio channel into 64 kbps. So what is handover? The cellular system requires the handover procedure as a single cell do not cover the whole service area, but for example only up to 35 km around each antenna. The smaller the cell size and the faster the movement of the mobile station through the cell, that is up to 250 km per hour for the GSM. The more handovers of ongoing calls are required. However, a handover should not cause a cutoff, also called a drop. There are two basic reasons for handover. About 40 have been identified in the standard. The mobile station moves out of the range of BTS or a certain antenna of BTS respectively. Thus, the received signal level become lower continuously until it fall underneath the minimal requirement for communication, or the error rate may grow due to interference. The distance to the BTS may be too high, max to 35 km. All these effects may diminish the quality of the radio link and make the radio transmission impossible in the near future. So base station controller is connected to the MSC. It controls one or more BTS. It switches the traffic and signaling to or from the BTS and MSC. It connects the terrestrial circuit and channels on air interface. It controls the handover performed by the BTS and frequency allocation and power control. Now, the next point is system architecture network switching subsystem. That is, the BSS forwards the signals to the NSS, that is network switching subsystem. It consists of main switching function, various database and mobility management unit. The main unit of NSS is MSC, that is mobile switching center. The functions, there are some functions which are performed by the MSC are: first function is all the necessary switching functions required by the MS located in the MSC area are performed by the MSC. Second, it communicate with other MSCs in GSM network. Third, it also communicate with the other network like PSTN etc. Next, it always track the location of the subscriber so that to carry out the necessary handover mechanism. Fifth one, it perform all the interworking functions needed. And next one, call routing functions and echo control functions are also performed by the MSC. So this system consists of the following blocks, that is mobile switching center MSC, home location register HLR, visitor location register VLR, authentication center, equipment identity register. So first is mobile switching center. It is included in the GSM system for call switching. Its overall purpose is same as that of any telephony exchange. The functions carried out by the MSC are: the first function is call processing. That means it includes the control of data and voice call setup, inter-BSS and inter-MSC handover, and control of mobility management, subscriber validation and location, the operations and the maintenance support. This is the second function. That is, it includes the database management, traffic metering and measurement, and man-machine interface, internet interworking. It manages the interface between the GSM network and the PSTN. When the MSC provide the interface with other network in the GSM network, then it is known as gateway MSC. So mobile switching network is the heart of the network. It manages the communication between the GSM and other network, the billing information and the collection, also mobility management, that is registration, location updating, inter-BSS and inter-MSC call handoff. Next is home location register. Home location register is the database of permanent subscriber information. It contains a user information like address, etc., the account status and preferences. There are two types of the information stored in HLR: subscriber information and mobile information. So the functions performed by the HLR are: first is identification. It means it store IMSI and MSI SDN, that is mobile station international subscriber directory number. These are used in call routing between MSC and particular MS. Using these unique numbers, particular MS is identified. The subscriber service provision, it provide information about the offered services like television, BLR services or supplementary services. Next is VLR address. It is needed when MS is in roaming. These are temporary data. It also provide a cipher keys. So home location register, it store the information about each subscriber that belong to it MSC in permanent and temporary fashion. As soon as the mobile subscriber leaves its current local area, the information in the HLR is updated. The database contain IMSI, MSIDN, prepaid, postpaid, roaming, restrictions, supplementary services. Here the subscriber ID, IMSI and MSI ISDN, the current location of the subscriber. Then subscriber status, that is registered or unregistered, authentication key and AUC functionality, and mobile subscriber roaming number. Then next is visitor location register. It provides local database for the subscriber wherever they are physically located within PLMN. This may or may not be the home system. It is a local database contain copy of most of the data stored in HLR. It consists of mobile status, that is busy, free or no answer. Also location area identity, also TMS and MSRN. Here the temporary database which update wherever new MS enters its area by HLR database. It assigns a TMSI to each MS entering the VLR area, which keeps on changing. Also it controls those mobile roaming in its area. Database contain the location area authentication key. So VLR is the database of local subscriber when the subscriber enters the VLR area. Whenever the roaming MS enters the new MSC area, it undergoes the registration process. The first is VLR identifies that MS belongs to the other MSC area. VLR then identify and communicate with the MS HLR in its home network. Next is VLR, that is visitor location register. It constructs the GT, that is global title, from IMSI so that it can allow communication between the VLR and home HLR. VLR then generate the MSRN. MSRN means what? Mobile subscriber roaming number. It generates this number to allow MS to use the network when in the roaming. Then MSRN, that is mobile subscriber roaming number, it is sent to the home HLR also. VLR stores MSRN, TMSI, home location of the MS, supplementary services data of the MS, MSI, ISDN, IMSI, GT, local MS identity if used, and VLR works in association with HLR and AUC. Then next is authentication center. It provides authentication and encryption parameter for the verification of subscriber identity. It ensures confidentiality of each cell. It protects the network operators from fraud in today's cellular world. It is associated with HLR. The authentication process will usually takes place each time the subscriber initializes on the system. The authentication center contains the algorithm for authentication as well as the keys for encryption. It protects the network operator from fraud. Also, it is situated in special protected part of HLR. It is the database that contains the secret authentication keys for each subscriber, and it generates security related parameter for protection purpose. The same secret key is found in SIM card and it is never passed on air for security reason. For carrying our authentication, it is always associated with HLR. The next is equipment identity register. It is database of all legitimate, fraudulent and faulty MS. It keeps the track of all valid and invalid mobile equipment in the area. It stores IMEI provided by the equipment manufacturer. The EIR contains a centralized database for validating the International Mobile Equipment Identity, that is IMEI. It consists of three lists. White list, that is it contains those IMEI, that is International Mobile Equipment Identity, which are known to have been assigned to valid MS equipment. Second list is black list. It means it contains IMEI of MS which have been reported stolen or which are to be denied service for some other reason. And third is grey list. It contains IMEI of the MS which have problems, for example faulty software. These are not sufficiently significant to warrant or a blacklisting. It stores all devices identification register for this network. The database that is used to track the handset using the IMEI, it prevent calls from stolen, unauthorized or defective mobile services. Also, there is one more, that is GMSC, that is Gateway MSC. All the calls to the GSM network are routed through GMSC. It first identifies the right HLR and authenticates it. It also communicates with other network and provide a gateway function for external network communication with GSM network.